Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 5. So Module 5, we are moving on to our next essay assignment. The second essay in this class will be a definition essay. So we're moving past narrative writing and starting to look at some different styles, including definition, obviously, and exemplification. So we'll talk about those and kind of look at those in this module. So just like we've done before, we'll have several modules. I think this one is 3 for this essay, where we kind of learn about the concepts first, and you do some brainstorming about your topic idea, and then you draft and submit the essay. So the essay is not in this module yet. It'll be a little while before you have to have a complete final draft for this one. So you're going to start off with readings. The readings cover definition, which is obviously the type of essay that we're writing. A definition essay that defines a word, essentially, or a term or a concept. And there are a couple of examples here that I want you to look at, and they're good examples of what a definition can do. And then I also want you to read the chapter on exemplification. So if you look in here, we have the chapter on definition is right here. Definition is just covering like different ways that we use definition in our everyday writing. Definition is often part of other styles of writing, and so it's really useful to learn just kind of the basics of how to explain things to other people. So a lot of it's explanation. You're going to be doing, since you're doing an entire essay that's a definition, it's called an extended definition. An extended definition takes something that's more difficult to understand and really kind of draws it out and discusses the different types, different classes, some different parts of or something like that. So it may be a process. There's a lot of things that you could think about for your topic. So there's a lot about extended definitions. The other chapter I want you to look at is exemplification. Part of any kind of academic writing is going to be exemplification. And in this case, exemplification is the providing of examples or illustrating something. And in a lot of cases, when we're writing about something like an abstract concept and trying to define it, which is what you're doing, most of the essay is going to be made up of examples that are illustrating what you're trying to show the reader. So any kind of illustration or providing of examples is going to be, it's actually a key part of academic writing just in general. So we're going to be practicing that as well. So that is what the quiz is over. So you'll take that quiz just like you've done before. And then getting into the essay assignment, the other part of this module is actually like going through the essay and then doing some brainstorming for your topic. So this essay is one where you will be choosing an abstract term or concept to write about. This would be one that you have personal experience with. So don't write about something that you don't know anything about, because you're not expected to do an extended amount of research on this. But you do want to make sure that it is something that you can add like at least one source about. So you want to be thinking about, there's a lot of different abstract concepts, and I'll go over some examples here in a minute, but be thinking about something that interests you, obviously, but that maybe you have some personal connection to. So if you want to write about family or tradition or something like that, you would be thinking about how does that apply to your own life. It's not an argument essay though, so if you do choose something that's a little bit more on the argumentative side, so racism or something, then you don't want to, or a topic that includes a lot of argument, you are not trying to argue with it. So it doesn't matter whether opinions are right or wrong about it, or whether you have an opinion on it. What matters is, can you define it? So that's the whole purpose of this, is to actually just define the word. So if you wanted to do racism, you would show how racism shows up maybe in different ways. And so you would just give different examples of how racism shows up, and then obviously personal experience if you've experienced it in some way. Your thesis is going to be basically the definition of the term, but in your own words. So that's probably the hardest part, honestly, of this essay, is coming up with a good thesis, because you want to make sure that it's focused for your essay. So I tell students with a thesis, I should not be able to take your thesis out of your essay and put it in somebody else's essay and have it make sense. It needs to be specific to your essay. So you want a thesis that maybe lists your main points, or, in some way kind of just makes it focus just for how you are planning on putting together your own essay. You do have to use at least one source in this essay. Dictionaries do not count as sources because all they provide is the definition. They do not provide any content. And then there will be plenty of examples in the next unit on how to use documentation, so you'll be able to see minimum requirements and that kind of thing. And you'll have a works cited page with that source. You can use more than one if you want, but one's the minimum. And then you'll have examples and facts. A lot of them will come from your personal life and experiences, but obviously you also have that use of one source, at least one source, and you may end up using more so that you can add in more specific information. And then you can use first person in this essay, but you want to avoid second person, which is a direct reference to the reader. So I'm not in your essay, so you want to make sure that you're not putting you in there. And then 2 to 4 pages. So it's I think it's about the same length as our first essay. So it's I don't know that length. Some students think length and difficulty are the same thing, and that's not really true. But maybe for you, I don't know. I've got a bunch of ideas for topics to think about. I do have this handout. We'll see if it loads up for me, but this is what I give my face-to-face students when I do this essay, just kind of topic ideas list. And really there's a ton of stuff on here. The main thing is remembering that it's an abstract concept that you're defining. So it's not a physical thing. So if I can touch it, it is not abstract. And so it's not concrete. It has to be abstract. So a lot of isms are good. Racism, sexism, that kind of thing. But you could also do anything that's kind of like a feeling, anything that is a concept or like a lot of times conditions can be, think about it in psychology. There's a lot of conditions that we can discuss. If you're interested in there pretty much any like category of interest will have plenty of topics that you could write about. And so if you're just kind of thinking, I have no idea what to write about, what are you interested in? Are you interested in history? Are you interested in sports? Or are you interested in psychology? And then kind of go in there and you can see that there are lots of different ideas of which religion makes a great topic for this one. So those would be different things that you could look at if you wanted to. And if you're not sure, like if you pick something and you don't really know whether or not it counts as an abstract concept, then you definitely can email me. So we're looking for concepts and not physical things. So that might help. And I've got some other links there too that might help. So then what you're going to do is this discussion board, and this is kind of the pre-writing stage. Instead of doing you could do your own free write and brainstorm, and I highly recommend doing that. This is at the point where you've chosen your topic, and this is kind of like doing a peer edit, but without the essay itself. So you're essentially kind of responding to your peer's topic choice. So you're going to just post, what concept you've chosen, how you're going to define it, what does the dictionary say about it, what examples do you have that you're going to include, all that kind of stuff. So you're kind of just planning out some of the things in your essay. So it gives me a chance to respond, but it also gives your peers a chance to help you out. And so in their response, so in your response post, I want you to link a source for your peer to look at. So then by the time we're done, hopefully you'll have several people respond, and then you'll have some sources to look at. And then, what do you think about the source? How could they expand? That kind of thing. What kind of suggestions do you have? So this is all just kind of helping your peer out without the editing part of an essay. So that's the module. Like I said, the essay is not here. We're actually it'll be 2 modules from now when you finish the essay. We got more stuff we need to do before you can finish it. This is just kind of the planning stage. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.